Hi everyone! So if you haven't already seen it, this morning I already did another video on the Cricut Foil Transfer Kit and how to use it with your Cricut. And this video is on how to use it without your Cricut. In fact, this video is mostly on using the Cricut transfer foil without the kit. And the reason for this is that when you use it with your Cricut, you're going to have leftover pieces that you just don't want to go to waste, but they're too small to use with your Cricut. And so I thought I would show you some ways to use that foil. And also, if you don't have a Cricut, you might find this interesting as well. So let's head on over and let me show you. So as I said, today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Cricut Foil Transfer Sheets without a machine. And I'm also going to briefly show you how to use the Cricut Foil Transfer Kit without a machine. But if you have not seen my other video where I show the Cricut Foil Transfer Kit and how to use it with the Cricut, I think you should watch that too. So I have a link below at the top of the description box to that video, and there will also be a link to that video on the screen at the end of this video, so you can't miss it. So a little bit about the transfer sheets. They come in a variety of ways. This one is a sample pack that has, I believe it is like a dark pink, a rose gold, and a red, I guess is what you would call these colors. They also have a sample pack with other colors, and I'll put a link below to Cricut where you can see those. They have a sample pack that comes with the silver and gold, and this happened to have come with my kit. They also sell these in big 12 by 12 sheets. So these are 4 by 6s, but you can get them in 12 by 12s. And also, let me show you the kit really quick. This is what it looks like. So you have 3 different tips that you can put in here. They have fine, medium, and bold, and I'll be showing you more about that later. So you can see that I have my Cuttlebug here, and some of you may have a Big Shot or other, die cut embossing machine. But when I heard that it was pressure sensitive foil, one of the first things I wanted to try was embossing folders. Is there enough pressure to create designs with this? And so I did experiment, and I had good results and bad results. And so I'm going to get close up here so that you can see what results I did get. Okay, these are my tests from yesterday. So this is how this one turned out. And what I did was I put the foil over it, and I put it in the embossing folder the way that you normally would. So the raised edge on the back, and then the foil, and then ran it through the embossing folder. And I thought it was okay. Not too bad, a little shabby, I guess. It isn't perfectly solid. All right. So then I said, well, you know what? We're going to do it the opposite way. So I took another embossing folder, and with the raised side on top, I put in the foil and the cardstock and ran it through. So one side is the embossed side, this is the debossed side, and it came out okay, but I still wasn't overly thrilled. So I thought, there has to be a good way to do this. So I came up with another idea. So taking the embossing folder, finding the raised side, so that would be the side that your fingernail runs into, and I took that, put the foil down on top of the cardstock, laid this on top, and I actually did this one using some shims on top of it, not underneath it, because I wanted this to lay on a solid surface. So I laid this down with the foil. Let me grab a piece of foil here. I have foil laying all over the place. There has to be a little scrap here. Here we go. So, I took the foil, laid it down, laid this on top of, the A plate and B plate, and then I took some cardboard shims and put it over the top, and then my other B plate. And I also discovered you could use your C plate as well, but you want to make sure that there's really good solid pressure when this goes through your machine. And so I did it that way, leaving this, open. So here's the other half, leaving it open. And when I did that, oh my gosh, I loved the results. Absolutely beautiful. So this is one thing that I was really, really excited to share with you today. And I was going to actually demonstrate it so you can see it in action. But this is what happened. So excuse all of the other marks on here because I actually used it again afterwards. But I used a really nice Christmas embossing folder, and I thought I am just going to emboss, the front of a card. And I put it through, and this is what I got. And I thought, wow, okay, I'm going to put in more shims. And actually, the first time I put it through, it was more like this down here, okay? And so I added another shim, and I did it again. And, it's easy to line things up again, too, because the indentations are on there. But I tried 3 different times, and that is the best that I could get. And I thought it was possibly that embossing folder, and I can't find the piece I was practicing on a minute ago, but let me see if it's here. Okay, here's the back of a scrap. I tried several times, and all I was getting was a mess. And I thought, how is it that all of this came out perfect yesterday, and today it's a mess? So I wanted to share this with you in case you wanted to experiment with your embossing folders and see if you can get the good results like I got yesterday, especially this one. I'm really totally thrilled. But I just wanted to share this with you because this is one of my experiments, and I thought that maybe you would like to experiment with it as well. And there's another way to use the foil. So let's say that you used your Cricut to foil something, which is just what I had done. And then you end up with all of this leftover foil that obviously you're not going to be able to put back, with your Cricut. So what do you do with it? Because you don't want it to go to waste, right? Okay, let me show you what you can do. I've got a piece of cardstock, and I am just going to lay my foil on it. And actually, just to make sure it doesn't slide all over the place, I am going to use some of the tape that comes with the foil. Get a piece off here. And I am just going to tape that down there. And use another piece. I'm going to do my best to keep this nice and smooth. And the reason I'm doing this is because it wrinkles up, when you're working with it. It's just very, very thin. And in reality, I should have done the bottom also instead of just the top and sides, just to keep it in place. So let me turn it here. Yep, it's already a little crooked, but there we go. Okay, so I have it on there. Guess what? This is an ink pen that no longer writes. And I guess even if it did write, it probably wouldn't matter. But I'm going to use that, and I've got it all wrinkled anyway, but that's all right. And I am going to write. But you do have to use pressure. So let me lift this up now, go for that reveal, and there you go. So you can write on a card or a tag. You can, let's say, okay, I made this for my daughter. So I can turn it over, and using this method, I can write to and from or love mom or whatever I wanted to do in my own handwriting. And I like that I can add my own little details to things just like that by using a pen. Okay, so far all we're using is the foil and the tape strips that come with it and a pen. No special tools at all, no machine. Okay, but let me show you something else. The Cricut tool comes with 3 different tips, and they just slip right in like that. It's magnetic, just like the blades for the machines. Use a little plunger on the end to take it out. So let's say you invested in this, even if you don't have a Cricut. Guess what? Hold it and use it like a pen. And again, we are going to write with it. And there you go. Absolutely beautiful. And you get 3 different choices of fine, medium, or bold. So you know what? Even if you don't have a Cricut, I think that this Cricut foiling kit is worth it. It is actually $39, and I think some places like, HSN, holy cow, I got a whole bundle for like $43 that had tons of stuff in it. But anyways, I think this is actually worth the investment. Okay, and now we're going to try one last technique. So I have a stamped image. I kept it fairly simple. I went with a heart. And I'm going to put the foil behind it, and I'm going to make sure that I can see the foil behind it. It doesn't show up on the camera real well, but I know that it's there. And now I'm going to also make sure that it is on my cardstock. Sorry, I'm trying to do this. I should just tape it on there. It would probably make life easier. Okay, but I'm going to put this on there. And I'm taking that tool. Again, you can take the pen. I actually prefer the tool though. And with pressure, you actually have to press hard because it is going through the paper. This will not work if you do it with cardstock, okay? That you have to have your stamped image on paper, and I'm sorry, but because the camera's in the way, I'm actually having a hard time tracing around this. But I just wanted you to see it. I'm actually just going to go across the lines that are on here as well. Not exact, because like I said, I can't get my head where I want it to because of the camera, but I just wanted you to see how this works. Tracing over a stamped image. And there you go. So those are some really fun ways to use this transfer foil, and either with the tool or a pen. But like I said, I prefer the tool, and I'm really glad that I got it. Well, I hope you found this interesting and helpful, and maybe it even gave you a few ideas of your own. And don't forget, there is a link below in the description box to my other video on how to use this Cricut Foil Transfer Kit with your Cricut. And I will also have that on the screen here at the end of the video so you can't miss it. Happy crafting, everyone. Bye-bye. If you like this video, I hope you give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, I hope you consider that too. And if you do, be sure to click the little bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos or giveaways. And I hope you stop by Crafters Castle on Facebook and also Crafters Castle Challenge blog to enter your creations.